Hi, everybody. It's Emily here from For Well People. Over the last week, I've been talking about housing and lockdown, and I've been through the 6 golden rules and summarised those yesterday. So if you want a recap, please look at yesterday's video. And today I have decided to look at some shop bought snacks, so we can compare and contrast and maybe establish what the better choices might be. So there is a plethora of snacks out there. You should see how many I've got on the table. Once a year, I go into a local further education college and talk to the students about nutrition. And this year I bought loads of stuff to talk to them about and still have it lying around. So luckily I've got some props. So I thought we'd talk through some of them. And really, part of this is just to give you some information about how to read food labels as well. So some of these are very well-known brands, like this Kellogg's Nutri-Grain. Fantastic advertising. They've made this breakfast somehow. But what we really should be looking at when we're choosing something to eat is the nutritional information as well as the ingredients. So my tip is to always read the nutritional information and read the per 100 gram column. And what we're looking for is really, in the first instance, is how much sugar is in that. And I don't know if you're ever going to be able to see that. But this bar is 33% sugar. So that's really, really high sugar. The first ingredient is strawberry filling, which is mostly apple puree and glucose syrup, strawberry puree, and then it's 31% flour, 9% oatmeal. This wouldn't be a good choice. So the things that we're looking for in a good snack are low sugar, high protein, and high fibre. So this would fail on probably all 3 of those counts. So yeah, stop buying those. Another bar I've got here is another Kellogg's Crunchy Nut granola bar. This one is 25 grams of sugar, so a quarter of this is sugar, so it's slightly better. But what's good about this one is the primary ingredient, so 41% of this is nuts. So it's a really high protein, and because they're nuts as well, that means the fibre content will be pretty good. So it's 6 grams per 100 grams, whereas the Nutri-Grain one was 3.8. So this is already a better choice. And you can see the whole nuts in there. Obviously, there's still quite a lot of sugar in that, but that would be a much better choice between the 2 of them. So really, any bar that's got chunky bits of nut in it would be a good choice. Another one I've got here is, another Kellogg's one. This is a protein packed bar. It's a Special K protein bar. So let's see what the sugar content is of this. So sugar is 20 grams. Again, a little bit less than the other 2. Fibre is 6.3, so not too bad. Protein 14 grams. But the highest ingredient in this is cereal. Let's see what the protein was on this one. Yeah, the protein in this one was 12 grams. This is 14. So yeah, this is another not so bad choice. Really, as I've said before, when you're looking at a low sugar product, it will be less than 10 grams of sugar per 100 grams. So at the moment, all 3 of those are failing on that, but I'm not too worried about the ones that have got lots of nuts in them. Another bar that is quite popular is the Nature Valley Crunchy bars. Yes, they've got loads of oats in them, so that's good. 59% of them are oats. And the sugar content is 28 grams, so it's a bit higher than we'd like. And also, there's very little protein in this. They do have other types of bar, I haven't got any today, that have got a higher nut content, so I would choose those over the kind of the standard crunchy ones, because you know you're going to get more of a blood sugar balance if you've got some protein in there. So those they're not they're not terrible, but they're not really ticking all of the boxes that we want them to. Tracker bars, again, they're going to be high in sugar. So sugar, 21.7 grams. Everything so far has been over 20%, so it's really quite high in sugar. Protein 8.6 and fiber 13. So these are quite high in fiber. And I like the fact that there's some peanuts on there. It would be better if the caramel wasn't on there as well. Nature Valley also do these, I don't know what cups, nut butter cups. Let's have a look at these. 20 grams of sugar, 8 grams of protein, and 6.6 grams of fiber. So again, 20 is too high, but you know, maybe for kids, these would be great. And I like the fact that they've got quite a lot of hazelnut in that, so that's good. The brand that does seem to be a bit more concerned about the nutrition is Graze. So I like a lot of their products. They do use whole ingredients, so there's always lots of nuts and seeds and oats in these products. So this one is their protein oat bar, protein oat bites. 20 grams of sugar, still fairly high, but a nice lot of protein. So there's 16 grams of protein in those. And then the ingredients are nutritious. So 28% of this is oats. But there is still quite a lot of sugar in there. They have another product. These they're called Wow Bakes. These are a little bit better. So sugar 13 grams. It's the first time we've gotten to 20 grams. And protein 6, fiber 15. So they're really quite high in fiber and a little bit lower in sugar than everything else we've seen. So yeah, I would look at the Graze products first and look at the Wow Bakes. They seem to be a little less sugar than other things. Nairn's now do these oat bars. So I'm a big fan of Nairn's oat cakes, but they now have oat bars. Hang on, per 100 grams. 17 grams of sugar. So again, they've managed to get below 20, so that's great. Protein is 7 grams and fiber isn't listed. Oh, fiber is 8 grams. So that's quite a nice bar. Whole grain oats, you know, the ingredients list is understandable. That's another trick. If you don't know what something is on a list of ingredients, it's probably worth avoiding. So these are quite new. It says that here, new. It might be worth investigating those. Again, it would be great if they were less than 10 grams of sugar, but that's really quite hard to find in any kind of processed snack. Anything else I've got here? So those are the kind of the bars that, and quite a selection of them. So it's going to be hard to find anything less than 10 grams. So that's why you really should be thinking about, if you are out and about and you want a snack, look for things like these. So a lot of the supermarkets now sell little packs of nuts, you know, like just a bit like a handful of nuts. And if you want something sweet, maybe you could buy a handful of dried apricots to have with them. Dried apricots are really high in sugar, but at least they're natural, and you'd be offsetting it with the pack of nuts that you've picked as well. Munchie seeds are great. These aren't the best ones because they're honey roasted. These are 24 grams of sugar, but I haven't got any, but they do more savoury versions of these, which would be low in sugar. So that would be a really nice snack to have and quite a convenient size. So maybe look out for Munchie seeds. Obviously, you can just buy regular seeds in nice small packs in most supermarkets. If you do have kids, it's really nice to get them started on seeds quite early before they become fussy, because it's a fantastic snack to give them, really nutritious, loads of fibre, good fats, minerals, vitamins. And then obviously you can buy bigger bags of mixed nuts, and this one's mixed nuts and raisins. But, you know, veer towards these things rather than chocolate bars, and you'll be doing your health a lot of good. And I think that's it. I did want to mention these. Itsu do seaweed thins. They don't tick all our rules in terms of there's no protein in there. But it's a very different snack. It's quite hard for us to get enough iodine in our diets, and iodine is really important for the thyroid. So these packs of seaweed thins are a really nice way of getting some iodine into your diet. So I hope that's been helpful. I think to summarise, Gray's one, particularly this one, if you're looking for like a kind of regular bar. Yeah, start reading the labels when you're buying things like this. And ideally, we're looking for less than 10 grams per 100 grams of sugar. Unlikely to find that in any kind of bar, but it's just a nice gauge when you're deciding if something is healthy or not. So yes, thanks for listening, and I'll see you on Monday. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.